So, I was part of a Danish event called Dadium, where we created some games. And there was one game in particular where I focused on creating an interactive music system. And if you don't know what that is, imagine watching a movie that's linear, so you can't change the music. But if you play a video game, you can change the music depending on what actions you do, for example. So it's nothing new. I didn't create something crazy at all. I'm a student, we didn't have a lot of time. We had like 3 weeks, 4 weeks to create the game. I would like to show you. So maybe, let me just show you. So it basically was like this. There's one level with 2 islands leading to the next, 2 islands leading to the next, with 2 islands leading to the last one. This was a boss. 1, 2, and level 3. To get from level 1 to level 2, you had to cross these islands. There was the first island, the second, the third, and then you get to level 2. Each level had its own music. When you first start the game, you have this gun. As you progress through the game, you get different upgrades for this gun. I did something that when you choose upgrades, depending on which upgrade you choose, the music changes. So that means at the first one, you only have this one. But after you defeated the first island on level 1, you have one of 3 choices in upgrading your gun. So you only have 1 layer of music here, or a little bit more, and then you add a layer of music depending on which upgrade you choose. And when you get to the other island, you get another 3 choices depending on which upgrade you choose here. So that means it gets exponentially bigger. So I hope you understood that I'm not that good at explaining. Let's go into Wwise and see the more technical stuff and how I set it up. So, this is the music. It's all controlled by an event. It's called the play music event. When the game starts up, it just starts that event and the music just rolls on from there on. The only thing we have to do in Wwise is telling it to change states, and depending on what stage we are in, the music changes. So if you take level 2 for an example, you can take the intro to combat here, and then there's the combat. So if you open that, you can see here's the combat. It seems like there's a lot of duplicates, but there's not. That's the other layers. I just did it in the way that the music doesn't change like structurally, but the sounds change. So for example, there's one that sounds like this. If you go into this and it's solo this track, all these 3, you can only hear one of them. But you also have the chance to hear this. Or this. These 3 can never play at the same time because they're controlled by the same state, and the state is controlled by the mod on your gun on 1 level. So on 1 level you choose either this, or this upgrade, and it goes with this music. So I just set it up like this. If you want to see, like I took a switch group, and the group, I set it to this group right here. So that's the level 2 upgrade 1. And there's an ancient, imperial, and a river. That's what it's called in the game. The game knows that you chose this upgrade, so you get the ancient for example, and then you hear that track. Then that switches on. So if you start the music with no states added yet, it just sounds like this. But if we choose an upgrade, you get this, right? And then another level you did something like this. And another level. Furthermore, we have music zones, just so the game knows where you are. If you're level 1, it automatically goes to level 1, and if you're level 2, it goes to level 2. You can't have any of these at the same time. So that's an easy way to guide the game through your music. So if you just choose the main music switch container, you can see all the different possibilities there are in the states. There's not a lot. It's not a crazy huge game. We only had 3 weeks to do it. So within the music, when they're playing the game, you can also change some things. So if you just start the music off again from level 3 here, we can go into RTPC values. And I created an HP indicator that goes down with your health. So as you get lower, this muffles the sound with a low pass filter, and it adds a layer on the music that's rhythm based. And this is also in rhythm with all of the music, even if it's a different BPM. And there's a slow-mo effect you can use. It's an ability in the game that slows down the whole world. And this goes along with it. There's also some stingers in the game. There are some jellyfish you can jump on that have different notes on them, random notes when you jump on them. So you can do... And they're also in key with the music. That's why there's different groups. Then there's an upgrade stinger, this one, when you upgrade your gun. So, thank you for watching, and if you want to play the game right now, it's available at itch.io, and you should. Furthermore, if you liked the video, or if it was just mildly interesting, maybe subscribe, like something. I will be posting in the next foreseeable future, I don't know. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or write me something, send a letter in the post. But bye, I guess.